Hello fight fans and welcome back to MNMMANEWS.com. I am Chevy and I am here with the man, the myth, the legend, Ashkan Morvari. Ashkan, thank you so much for sitting down with me. I know that you're a busy guy.
My pleasure.
You've got a huge fight coming up, so we'll get right to it. You're going to be fighting Rich the Cobra Taylor on October 7th at Myth Event Center in Maplewood. It's probably the nicest event center to to watch fights at and to fight at in Minnesota. Some of the best fighters in the sport have actually fought there and moved on to some very big promotions. Guys like Nick Lentz, Sam Morgan, Jacob Volkman. This is a huge fight for you. You're going to be moving down to 145 pounds to fight Rich. What's it like having to go down, because typically you've been fighting your career at lightweight. How hard has it been for you to move down to 145 pounds?
Well, this will be my first time making the cut. So far I'm on track. It was we went down to Florida and trained, so it was kind of an eye-opening experience seeing how big those guys were and how much weight they cut. So kind of got some advice and, kind of been trying to follow up with what they told us, and it's been working out so far. So feel pretty good right now. It's the best I've ever felt. Lean and mean is what my coach used to say.
Definitely, and you're with one of the best teams in Minnesota. We have a lot of great teams, but we're here at the Minnesota top team or American top team of Savage, Minnesota. Your head trainer, Eric Asson, is a guy who is considered to be one of the best trainers in the sport, a guy who has trained with the best in the world with American top team. What's it like for you guys to have that synergy, to be able to go and train with the top guys there in Florida, and then to be able to train with so many great people here?
It's awesome, man. I mean, the amount of talent Eric's had come through the gym this year has been amazing. I mean, Ricardo Laborio's been here twice, and when he comes, he doesn't just do a seminar. I mean, Eric has him come and stay with the fighters for a week, and just having a guy like that work with you one-on-one, clean up your game. Catal, the head Muay Thai coach from American Top Team's been up here. Also, I've had the Gracies. Hoist Gracie, I think, has been here 2-3 times. Rodrigo Gracie's been through here 2-3 times just within the last year. And then being able to go down and train with those guys, open door policy whenever we want, it's awesome. I'm happy to be here. I have a lot of confidence in my team, and somebody else that's really been helping me out this year is Jared Lawrence over at Pinnacle Wrestling School. He's been, over the last year, helping me out with a lot of conditioning, a lot of coaching stuff, and that guy's amazing too. I mean, he's got me doing things that I couldn't do as a college athlete. So pretty confident in the camp right now, and been surrounded by some great people. John Raffy's here helping us out with boxing, so it's awesome, man. And
you have a ton of great guys that train here at American Top Team Savage. You've got Mitch Jackson. You've got, of course, Ozzie Judge, Robbie Gautreau, great wrestlers, great jiu-jitsu guys, I've been fortunate enough to see you guys fight, so I know, how hard you guys train. You're going to be fighting, Rich the Cobra Taylor. He was considered the king of the division until he broke his hand, had to take a year off. I understand that originally, matchmaker Nick Gamst wanted to try to get Mitch Jackson, who was considered, the #1 145 guy. Found out that Mitch had moved down to 135, right, and that you had moved down to 145, and it created this dream matchup. How big of a fight is this for you at this point in your career?
It's pretty big, obviously. It's, kind of reading the hype and kind of what's going on. It's a fight that the fans want to see. One thing, looking at your interview earlier today with Rich, I really respect that he said he wants the big fights, and so do I. I think the fans deserve it. I think a lot of the fighters aren't willing to fight the toughest guys in their weight, so, I try to step up and take those tough fights. It sounds like he wants to do the same thing, so I'm excited, man. I haven't been this excited for a fight in a long time, so.
I know I'm really excited being a fan. This is a fight that the fans really want to see, and you hit the nail right in the head. It's one of those things, guys are afraid to blemish their records, or sometimes they don't want to take the big fights because they want to keep their records intact.
Sure.
And so to have the two top guys going head to head is great for the sport. It's great for the fans. It's great for the local scene. And with it being at 145 pounds, with all the hype on the division right now, because it's being featured in the Ultimate Fighter reality show, it's considered to be possibly the most exciting division out there. When this fight happens, What do you think is going to be the biggest factor as far as your guys' skill sets? What is it that's going to set you apart and help you win this fight?
You know, I'm not too worried about it. I mean, we're pretty similar, I think, in our styles.
Both great wrestlers. You guys are both
right.
NCAA, you know, great wrestling backgrounds. You know, you have very similar skill sets. You know, what do you think is the best part of your game at this point?
I mean, to be honest, I've been working on everything. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm ready wherever the fight goes. So we'll just kind of see what happens. I mean, I have some things in my head of, you know, how I'd like it to go, and I'm sure he does the same. So we'll see who can kind of impose their will come fight night. So, like I said, I've been working everything. And kind of had a fight, I don't know, about a year and a half ago where I was kind of one-dimensional, and it made me really sit down. I shattered my foot, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do. It made me sit down, kind of reevaluate where I was at and what I needed to work on. And I mean, it's been night and day since then. Kind of some of the stuff we've been working on. I mean, Eric's been taking a lot of time trying to clean up my game all around. So, like I said, wherever it goes, I'll be ready. So.
Yeah, it's you know, it's one of those things. You guys do have very similar skill sets. You know, I've seen you know, like your first fight with Travis Brzezinski, and
sure.
and you've definitely changed since then. I've seen, you know, quite a few of your fights since then. And you know, the big thing for, you know, for the fans is, you know, getting to see two top guys going head to head.
Sure.
You know, the best part about it is that you guys are such spectacular fighters. Either one of you could be in the UFC the next day. I mean,
right.
You know, it's that big of a deal. If this fight were to take place, and this is a question I like to ask all my guys, but if this fight were to take place in the Matrix, and this could go any way that you want it to go, how do you see this fight going?
I don't know, man. I'm not going to speculate. I'm just, like I said, I think we have similar styles. It's going to be who's going to impose their will. I mean, obviously I'm confident in what I've been working on. I think it's going to be me, and he's got something to say about that. So I don't really like to speculate, to be honest with you. So
and I respect that, definitely. I mean, it's one of those things, you know. A lot of guys like to do their talking outside of the cage.
Right.
You guys are both guys that like to just, you know, let your skills show people for themselves.
I mean, one thing I will say is that I think he's a tough kid, and I don't think he's just going to come in there and quit. So obviously I think it's going to be a war, and like I said, I haven't been in a war for a while. So I'm pretty excited for that. So it's kind of, I love it, man. That's why I'm doing this. So it's going to be an exciting fight, and, you know.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I mean, you know, you're 14-3, correct?
14-4.
14-4, and he's 15-2 or 15-3. So, you know, real similar records. You know, two great fighters.
12-4. Sorry.
12-4.
Yeah, sorry.
12-4. And now, you know, with you moving down, you know, and you fought as heavy as 170. You're probably the bigger guy in this fight, so you know that could definitely be a factor. Both of you guys have excellent conditioning. It is going to be for the title. You're the former KTK lightweight champion.
Right.
You know, so is this the second title shot that you've had so far in your career?
No, I'm also the Fearless Fighting lightweight champ. So I lost one to Warfield, and then I got that belt back. So I've had, I think, 4 or 5 title fights altogether. I have 4 belts.
And so you're looking to get the 5th on this one.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's not about the hardware, to be honest with you. It's just about being challenged and having a good fight. And I mean, why get up in the morning? Why do this if you're not going to challenge yourself? You know, I don't want to just go in there and steamroll over somebody. But you know, like I said, I'm excited for this fight.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be fun. So.
It's going to be amazing. I mean, you know, the two top guys, there's a lot of other great fights on the card. Again, that's going to be October 7th at Myth in Maplewood, the nicest event center to see a cage fight at. If you've never been there, you got to check it out. The best part, you're going to see Ashkan Morvari and Rich the Cobra Taylor going head-to-head that night. The two top guys in the division are going to go to battle inside the Sacred Brutal Steel. Really, I want to thank you so much for having me down here. I know you're a busy guy. I know you got a lot to do in preparation. So, you know, thanks for taking the time out of your schedule. Anybody else that you want to thank for helping you get ready? Any sponsors?
American MMA, definitely. American Top Team. Eric for helping me out. Everybody over here, and definitely my family. Just had our second son a couple of weeks ago.
Congratulations!
So
Did you name him Chevy?
No, sorry.
They've
been going through a lot. You know, he came about a couple of months early, so I was hoping to be after the fight. But it's definitely been a good experience. So it's kind of helped me work a little harder when I'm in here and everything. So
excellent.
Definitely thank my family. They've been putting up with a lot with me over the last week. So
yeah, I hear that quite often. Guys have to thank their wives because, you know, they can get to be a little diva-ish during, while they're cutting weight and stuff like that. And, you know, I mean, this, like you said, you know, this is your first time going to 145, so, you know, cutting the weight and stuff, I'm sure that's difficult, but, you know, you're with a great team here at American Top Team of Savage. You've got some great people here getting you ready, so, you know, I'm sure come fight time, you know, you're going to be ready to roll, because this is going to be a really exciting fight. You can get tickets by going to the Myth box office, and tickets they go anywhere from $25 all the way up to the VIP seating, which is $60. It's going to be a great show. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And remember, fans, for all the best local and national MMA news, just go to MinnesotaMMAnews.com. Again, I'm Chevy. Don't do anything I would do. Peace. We're out of here.